Okay, we're back. We are back with another installment. Candice, hope you're ready to just get straight into it. We've obviously looked at, we've spent quite a bit of time looking at communication, the way the message is delivered, the timing the message is delivered, and ultimately what the next, I guess, that makes most sense is how is it really applied in our environment. We've obviously got the various teams, and up until this point, you could be working for several people within several teams, and then also the element of remote work, which is our bread and butter. So I'd really love for us to sort of look at, I guess we could call it, the tools available at our disposal, and also some of the changes which I would be great to hear from you on, that we have been sort of gearing up for and going through in order to achieve all of these goals and our vision, mission, everything that we've set out to do. So what's kind of in place to make it easier. And then, of course, wrap up a discussion about communication without the tool that brings it all together that we use every day, being Karbon, and how it all sort of fits in. So really looking forward to this part, and kind of like just wrapping up communication and how we get to do it.
Thank you. And one of the biggest tools that we've added over the last couple of months is Guru. And we did speak about it in previous videos, so we won't get into it now, but we have thrown a lot of changes at everybody this year. Guru being, I hope, one of the most helpful tools, and I hope that is making everybody's lives easier. I continue to love all of the Feature Friday emails. Thank you to everyone. These are so many great reminders. That favorite card, every time someone sends a favorite card, I'm favoriting cards. I'm loving the cards, and they are such good reminders. And hopefully I can make a yoga video with my cats one day, but I don't think that's going to happen.
The Feature Fridays are great, and even just like picks up, it just rounds out the week. It's a nice little bit of time to just pause, and to even the timing of the Guru features being on a Friday, it's really great. And it's, again, we spoke about it in previous videos. Even what we're trying to achieve here is get different perspectives from the team, and this is a great example. It's getting a different perspective each week, and what resonates with each individual, and it's really great to be able to share this amongst each other.
Yes, and instead of everybody looking at our faces, hearing what we think, we get positive reinforcement from other people, which is fantastic.
Couldn't agree more.
Everybody knows I hate the camera.
No, well, you'll be, I think you'll be sick of the camera by the end of all of this, but I think the camera loves you, so I think we're good.
Yeah. Let's get into all the changes. Part of these video series that we are doing is trying to relate all the changes that have been happening over the last 10 months to relate it back to the basics, related to the why, related to this. And that is part of the reason why the service teams were created, was to simplify communication and to simplify what the needs are from people. I need to communicate with these people instead of these people. It is easier to raise a question on things.
I think that is just, it really is just streamlining everything, getting the team, having less. It just makes it so much easier to resolve these kinds of things. Less people to talk to in terms of, okay, I need to arrange with 5 other people. What can we juggle around here? Whereas when within the service team, you're looking at, Candice, you and Megan need to have a chat, and that's the extent of it. A lot easier to resolve things that crop up, things that need to be shuffled around. And also it's a lot easier for the person who needs to communicate that they need things juggled around, or what needs to be prioritized. It's a lot easier to get that across than having to, okay, there's 5 people that are knocking on my door. What am I going to do? How am I going to prioritize this? So I certainly think that it will be good for our communication, but it will also drive better communication.
Absolutely. And that is also where the deadlines come in. So now is the time to look at your clients, to look at your deadlines for year end, because there are, in a lot of situations, there are 3 or 4 account managers that you need to be reaching out to if you feel like, whoa, that deadline is crazy. I have this client and that client. Can we get on the same page with this, because I can't, it's not physically possible. And that, guys, that is on you. You do have to look at Karbon and look at those deadlines and look at your clients and make sure that this is reasonable. And where you do not feel it's reasonable, reach out to your account managers and so reach out to them. Reach out to your seniors. Just, you need to look at it. And then there are fewer people that we need to communicate with internally to change things. And it is not up to you to figure out what the client's deadline is. You need to ask your account manager, and they need to tell you what that deadline is. So you can't guess these things. If you don't know it, don't guess, ask.
Yeah, I think, that's always what I think about when it comes to prioritization. I always say, get rid of that burden. Ask the question. You're doing yourself a favor by doing so, by communicating, by it is essentially handing over the burden and saying, can you help me? Can you tell me what is important? Because one of the things that I always remind people of is I cannot begin to guess that I know the same as you. You might have a piece of information that could make my life a whole lot easier, and all I need to do is ask. So I think, again, why it just makes, it does. It's not easy. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes we think we can do it. Sometimes we're just going to fall on our sword and try and do it. But it's a lot better for the person who's waiting for the information to have a clear idea of the status of things. It's not against your name if you brought up that you're not going to get to it, or whatever it is that occupies your mind when you are hesitant to communicate, the timing of things. Get it off your plate, get it out into the hands of people who can make the decision, who are privy to the information that the clients have, or the client's deadline, or what could be moved. Move on from there, and that is one of the biggest things with prioritization that I think I certainly always try and convey. Don't take the decision upon yourself with the limited information that you have.
Couldn't have said it better.
Obviously, Candice, we've touched on prioritization. We've how important it is, but also this kind of flows into what tool is available, and the biggest tool at our disposal is something that we look at every day, being Karbon, and contained therein being the whole idea of triage and what we do to ensure we're adhering to those principles. Essentially, how are we making our lives easier? What do we need to do to make our lives easier? And of course, the to-do list, which I could wax lyrical about it. It is that fantastic, but ultimately, this is something that helps us. It kind of does the thinking for us. It really, here it is. You don't need to put too much into it. There's your due dates, and that in conjunction with collaborating, where, we've just discussed it, how you need to reach out. Don't take it upon yourself. It kind of sets us up for, I sound cheesy now, but it is. It's setting us up for success, having that tool at our disposal, and like how we're using it every day. But another element to that is how are we looking at our prioritization in that, and also taking into account the fact that flexibility is it's a cornerstone of, just like the whole idea of work from home. Added to that, we've got flexibility. So how are we how does it all come together? What's the integration here where we are looking at our priorities, getting our priorities out the way, making sure that we're adhering to deadlines, making sure we're prioritizing, and not only that, but being a good team player and still operating within the ambit of flexibility surrounding us.
Yeah, lots of great points there. It is not for the faint-hearted to be a remote employee, and it is not for the faint-hearted either to have flexibility. It's really, you've got to have a lot of self-discipline. And so I applaud everybody who is making that work. Those people who are using the time to go to their kids' soccer game, to their kids' whatever sport game it is. For those that are able to go and help out of the school, you're doing a great job. If you're able to be flexible, there's not a lot of people who can do that, and you're doing a great job. And I do think that Karbon has a huge effect on my ability to be flexible. And it, I use my to-do list so much every day. Triage, a beautiful thing. My to-do list, couldn't live without it.
Yeah. I often think, I feel we're genuinely spoiled with triage, because if you open, even if I open my own personal Gmail, whatever, it's like, wow, there's so many emails. What is going on here? So I definitely
spam.
Think, yeah, that too. 10,000 unread mails. So I think we're very, very spoiled, but with that said, we do have Natasha and Cheryl, who are going to talk to us a bit about both Karbon and flexibility.
Hi everyone. Today I'm going to chat to you a little bit about Karbon. I start my working day by checking my emails and clearing my triage. This will include assigning tasks to relevant team members, adding emails to client timelines, setting due dates if necessary, and responding to any comments or messages that need my attention. Checking your to-do list in Karbon is a great way to stay organized and ensure that you're on top of all your tasks. It's also a good idea to check the My Work dashboard, which shows you everything you need to focus on for the day. Not all tasks are created equal. Some are more urgent than others, and Karbon allows you to drag and drop your tasks so that you can easily adjust and prioritize based on what needs attention first. Karbon makes our lives easier by taking the chaos out of managing our tasks and making everything run a lot smoother. With everything in one place, our team can see exactly what's going on, where things stand, and what needs to be done next. It is like a giant shared to-do list that keeps everyone aligned without confusion. With Karbon's task reminders and notifications, you won't forget to follow up with clients or with your teammates for information, so you don't have to keep a mental list of everything you need to do. My favorite tool in Karbon is the Later tool. It is great for managing tasks that don't need immediate attention, but that shouldn't be forgotten. You can defer your task to a later date or time, and they will then pop back up into your triage on that selected date or time. According to Karbon's website, on average, Karbon saves every employee 18.5 hours per week. And for the average firm that has used Karbon for at least 5 years, the total time saved increased by 41%. I can definitely attest to the fact that Karbon takes the busy work, confusion, and stress out of managing our firm, the team, and our clients at Protea, and it lets us focus more on the actual work that matters. Better accounting for everyone.
So for me, flexibility is one of the best parts of working at Protea, because I'm able to dictate how my day goes. I can schedule according to what my work demands are, what my family's needs are for the day. If I need to pop out for something, I generally get up a bit earlier, get my work done. Then then that also sort of like stems into teamwork and communication, because I need to ensure that whatever I need to get done for somebody else in my team is done before I can get out there and go and watch that sports game or get to that appointment. And then you also have to be like self-disciplined to be able to make that work, because it's so easy to sit down on the couch and have a cup of coffee and get onto social media, and suddenly it's 3 hours later and somebody's waiting for something. So yeah, you got to be really disciplined for that. Another thing about flexibility is to be adaptable. It's not just being able to do what you want when you want around your work schedule. It also has to be, you have to be flexible with what's coming at you, which can be quite challenging at times. But I think just remembering that you have a good team around you, and yeah, I think that's it.